So I did have a thought in the shower this morning.
Yeah,
I did have a thought.
I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I got nothing else. So
No,
here we go.
shoot.
So imagine your life turned out exactly how you wanted it to. So like,
that wasn't a thought. That was a quote on women's empowerment page.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Hey, shoot.
Okay, well, I didn't hear
I
that
think it's
from
actually
there.
lyrics to a song.
What if
No,
life
I
turned
don't
out the
think
way
it
you
is.
imagined it?
No,
Yeah,
guys,
it's
I
a Katy
wasn't,
Perry
guys,
song.
we're getting too deep before I've
Do-
even finished the point here.
Okay.
But imagine your life turned out exactly how you planned it to. So like, if you got to a point in your life where you're like, I feel like I'm really struggling to sort of visualize me get to this point. But imagine your life turned out exactly how you wanted it to in every point, right? How boring that might be. So do you think that it is just completely about a balance in terms of like not getting what you want at the same time in terms of also
So-
achieving? Because if you don't achieve, if you set out to achieve something and you achieve it, there's a sense of achievement there because you're like, oh, I achieved what I set out to achieve. But if you
Jason's
did
got
that,
something.
if you did that every time,
I was thinking something along these lines the other day as well. It was, if you gave everyone the choice in life, like to choose the way their life went, they would never choose hardship. But you only really learn from things that you don't know, or failures, or the hardships and things like that. The same way, if you gave every student an exam, they would write the exam to everything that they know, so they get 100%. But they're only going to learn when they get the mark back, and it's not the greatest. Like, oh, I should have focused more on that topic, and so they go home and learn the rest of the topic. But if you gave every student a chance, they would always hit the exam, so they
so
pass.
do we actually lie to ourselves as human beings, thinking that?
Let me tell you a story.
I think we do. We actually sit in a full-on lie with
I
ourselves.
learned this from Jason, and I thought he was going this way, but now I get to sound smart.
Are you going to talk about the dopamine thing? Yeah, I was going to get there, but shoot.
So, apparently, your peak of dopamine kick is not when you actually get something. It's just before you get it.
Okay.
So everyone is just chasing this thing that you don't actually want the end result.
But it's the click of like, I know I've now got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just before you get it. We had this like very, very deep thought the other day.
Yeah.
Jay could carry on.
Yeah, so the whole thing was from, just so it's not my idea, it's Dr. Andrew Huberman, the neuroscientist, that speaks about
But
it.
we went further and it does make sense.
Okay.
Which part did I go into? I remember the thought, but I can't remember how I got there. Fuck. I'll think back to it. But anyway, so his description was basically, when you're going, painted a picture of someone getting an ice cream, right? So you've told yourself, I'm going to go get an ice cream. So now you got dopamine because you're going to go get this ice cream. And if you get to the shop and it's closed, your dopamine drops below baseline level, right? But if you get there and it's open,
Then
your
diabetes.
dopamine is at the highest just before you go inside, but you know it's open. So you know you
Really?
guaranteed the
Okay.
thing, but you haven't got it just
so you
yet,
haven't
right?
you haven't actually walked through the door yet. You
No.
just know that they're open.
You just guaranteed the fact that you're going to get this thing.
Got it.
Once you have got it, your dopamine drops below baseline again afterwards. So you think, oh, when I've got the thing, I'll be happier, but it's not. So when you get the thing, suddenly you drop below. So he said the biggest mistake people make is that you celebrate your wins too much. And then you end up pushing your dopamine even further down because you're like trying to cling on to this thing that's no
Drop
longer...
all of our marks.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
a dog in the washing machine.
Yeah,
Better.
there we go.
Better.
Okay.
So that's the base idea, is that like you mustn't always try and chase. As you said, if you chose everything in life, how boring it would be. But it wouldn't even be just boring. It would be a failure for your growth. You would never choose hardship.
No,
one's
but
gonna-
also you would actually never, you would physically, like scientifically, you would never actually experience full dopamine kick because you've already got everything. So like how
So,
we
yeah.
experience these highs, it's only because we don't have it at some point that we get to experience such like a high. You know what I mean? So if you just had everything that you wanted, you actually would never feel a high. You would never actually feel happy, and it's a fact. It's not like, oh, if I had the Lamborghini and I had the house and I had all of this, I would be happy. You genuinely would not be as happy as if you were chasing it. It's like that's a proven fact. You know what I mean?
The funny thing is that like you say this, right, and it is the truth. Like you do probably get the highest kick just before, but then once you've got it, you say it declines back to normal or below normal.
Below normal.
Below normal.
Below normal.
Okay,
yeah.
but then take it all away. Then what happens?
Take what away? Take
it
what
all
you
away.
had.
Yeah, take what you had. I feel like us humans, like we psychologically fucking lie to ourselves about like take it all away. Then so he's had it. The dopamine's now dipped. He had the Lambo. Dopamine's now dipped below normal. Now take it away. Now what happens?
Depression.
Yeah.
Depression, exactly. But the dopamine was below normal. It's like complete lack of awareness.
You
of
do
what
reset. So it's not that you stay below normal forever. You reset back to a baseline. It's just the fact that you can't stay on the high the whole time. It's not healthy. And so like if you get something really high up,
What was our thought the other day?
I've got it.
Do
so
you?
yeah. So
Hit me.
in
That
that
was
same
a good one.
in that same podcast, he was talking about how dopamine actually manifests itself metaphysically in the sense that you can tell when someone's going through a dopamine kick because they actually become more attractive to people, whether it be through pheromones or through body language. Or
They say that if you don't masturbate, that you become more attracted to females. I don't believe that.
if you don't, you become more
Yeah.
attractive.
So like you say, if
because
you,
your testosterone's higher.
you say if your dopamine's high, of course you're a bit more attractive. You're a happier person. That's
Yeah.
a bit fucking obvious.
But you can actually pick about if two people are smiling, right? And you obviously assume smiling with dopamine. The guy that's faking a smile versus the guy that's actually got a smile, you'd probably be able to tell subconsciously who's got the higher dopamine. Because in a mating partner, it's more beneficial, right?
Okay.
So my thoughts, and I chatted to Mike briefly about it, was if you attract people, right? And it's not just attractive as in like
So
sexual
Jason's
attraction.
always tried to come up with, because like picturing what you want, right? Jason's always
manifestations.
like manifestations. Like Jason's always tried to come up with like why it could work in some situations. You know what I mean? And people blame it on like some crazy like alternate
Well,
power.
the only other alternative is nothing will happen. That is the alternative, is that nothing will go in that direction if you don't manifest it. It's like a binary option. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No. It's more like people say, "Oh, I manifested this, and then
Now
I
I've got a
that job,
Lamborghini."
or I
Okay.
got that business deal, or whatever it may be," right? And they think, "Oh, it was my thoughts that got it." And I always thought, ugh, you can't really control the external world
But
with
would
your
you
thoughts,
give the
right?
thoughts some credit?
Well, this is where I was going with this, was that if seeing something or knowing
Tell
that you're
them the
about
studies first.
which no, it was if you knowing you're going to get something is when your dopamine's the highest, right? And you have these positive thinking and manifestations. You truly believe that you're going to get whatever you're manifesting, which means your dopamine invariably then should be the highest.
Yeah, it should already be where it...
And therefore, you should be more attractive to people around you,
Got it.
which means that more than likely you're going to get a better outcome than you would have had you not have the dopamine, because people are more inclined
So if
to.
you woke up today and believed, I'm not going to get the job, you're automatically putting yourself in a lower rate of dopamine than if you went out there knowing you had the job. So like, who is that boss more likely going to hire? The person who's literally looks like they're depressed, or the person with a high dopamine level that looks enthusiastic, and you know what I mean? So that Jason kind of put the science behind that whole like manifestation type thing. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's not to say like there's certain things you can't explain. Like there's certain things like manifesting, like people are like, oh, I manifested this and it happened, and you can't put the pieces together, but that explains like 90% of like manifestation. You know what I mean? Picturing what you want in the beginning of the day and then going out on your day, you pretty much are in a state of like higher dopamine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you are truly, it's like being just outside the ice cream shop. You are truly convinced that you're going to get what you want. You don't have it yet, which is the benefit.
Yeah.
Because if you had it, your dopamine wouldn't be high. So you know you're going to get it, but you do not have it yet. And you continue yourself on that path to get something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, fully makes sense.
So but it's also like a bit of a catch-22 in terms of what you were saying. If you could pick your life the way you wanted to, that technically is kind of picking the life that you want to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you are still picking like, I want that thing, and then forcing yourself to produce the dopamine and to try and chase that thing.
Yeah.
So you are in a way
People are like, what are the chances that I met this person at this time? But if you are in a state of like not happiness, like the chance of you even someone wanting to even say hello to you is like zero.
Yeah.
Right? So if you go out every day in that state of like high dopamine, the chance of you interacting with the right person or the right person at the right time, like people are like, what are the chances of the right place at the right time, blah, blah, blah. But if you're always there and in a positive mindset, like the chances of someone interacting with you in a positive way are so much higher. You know what I mean?
It's not actually like 100% higher. It's if you make that choice to like be in that mindset and be in whatever frame of mind you need to be, it doesn't actually make it 100% higher than not putting your... It makes it like infinitely higher. Yeah.
So think about this, right? You said people say, oh, I met the right person at the right time. Think about any right people you met, but you weren't in the right frame of mind and you passed them by. Every day that you go out, you could have that thing. Oh, I met this person, the right person at the right time, but you not in the right thing, you're too busy, or you, whatever it may be, and you pass out on all those opportunities. every day you could have that same interaction. It just so happened that that was the one that you did have, but you could have had something just as beneficial on every other day of the week, but you weren't prepared to take it or whatever the circumstances may be, right?
Yeah, that's probably a lot of my week.
So we talk about like, oh, it was such a good chance, but it probably wasn't because you
I'm
had that same
completely oblivious
opportunity.
to a lot of things happening in my week when I'm working my ass off.
I'm also.
Well, I've asked you like 5 things today and you didn't even know I asked it already. That's like in 1 hour.
Sorry, what did you say?
Exactly.
Where are you going with that one?
Wait, what did you say?
So, but then would you as a person, knowing that, right? Do you think, I haven't really read up on this, but do you think then you feel more positive, like a dopamine kick, knowing that something negative is going to happen, but that there's going to be a resolution to it?
I don't know, but this is it. This is why I had that thought. It was like, I feel now that I can get to a much higher place in terms of where I need to be mentally in order for like the physical to happen, right? And because I've been there before, and like I know how it feels, and I know the synchronicity, I know the things that happen in life, and it trips me out. And I have these discussions with Mark, and then it's like, but if I was always there, and anything came with ease, if I knew that I just had to put myself in the mindset, work my ass off, connect the 7 dots, and whoop-de-doo, I was there, it would become boring and like meaningless.
Well, Jason and I say it all the time. Like,
so
I think
one thing. So when I sit in times of like uncertainty and not knowing like why am I not in feeling like I'm on that same frequency that I was on when I was doing this or touring here or doing that, maybe all for good reason, maybe all for the benefit as well. But that's how I think. So that's why, like, although it's so great to always be in the best like manifesting mindset. Maybe for own benefit, you can't obtain it because I've tried and like it can't happen all the time. I don't know. What do you think?
So I was saying that Jason and I, like, we talk about it all the time, and like we are nowhere near where we would want to be one day. But like we are I'm very grateful of where I am at, even though it's like fucking 1,000 steps away from where I know I want to be. But like I wouldn't want to skip anything. Like I want to like legal battles and like fucking everything we're going through right now with the negative is like so great in my opinion. Like it's part of life, like if I didn't get to go through all this negative, I wouldn't feel great about the place that I want to be. You know what I mean? I'd feel like I don't deserve it. So like I'm happy with like not having all of the shit together, like not knowing what the fuck's going on and like getting knocked down 1,000 times. I like it. You know what I mean?
Where do you turn to for energy and like?
I look how depressed Jason is. I'm like, you know what? At least I'm not that sad.
Me too.
He looks in the mirror and goes, I'm not that sad.
At least I'm not that fucker.
Oh, that's me.
Oh my goodness.
That is exactly what I do.
Is it?
Yeah, no jokes.
No, I would too.
No, I was
It's like I might be
strong.
down today, but I'm not that.
Look at that guy.
You just peep through the office door.
Yeah.
He's sitting at his computer.
Walk downstairs feeling like $1 million.
Oh,
That's literally.
fuck my life.
But where do you turn to for energy? I'll probably turn to you guys for energy. If I need a like break, I'll turn to you guys and I normally get some energy there. But where do you turn?
I don't know. I haven't
Bro,
quite figured
honestly
that
just
out.
Jason's
ride
been
my
running on
day out.
zero energy for the
Yeah.
past 4 years.
Bro, I just ride my day out. Like, I literally just say to myself, like, it's going to be a long day, but then tomorrow maybe I'll be okay again. No, literally,
That's
like,
a song. Hang on, let me get my phone out. It's going to be a long day, but tomorrow maybe I'll be okay again.
It's a Sam Smith song for sure.
Yeah.
And he's whining as well. No, that literally is it. You just fucking, like, just do all the shit you need to do. Like, just push through, like, type the emails, even though, and, like, fucking phone people, and just do it in your state of, like, I don't really want to.
Do you think
And-
if you're going through like that,
And then the day feels better.
but do you think like if you're going through a bad day and you're like, oh, this is such a shit day and you know how hard it is to pull yourself out, just do more things that are for bad days. So you're like, then tomorrow it can't have any more bad
That's
shit.
literally,
That
bro.
compounded on.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go through it, I'm going through it
That's
all.
literally it, yeah.
I love that
No, that's what I'm
mindset.
saying, because then tomorrow you're like, well, things can only get better. Fucking, I've done everything wrong. Yeah.
Shit, I failed this exam. Let me go crash my fucking car.
Exactly that.
That's not good enough. Set the fucking house on fire.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna be good.
You're in prison, but you go, it's only up from here, buddy. What happened to you? I just failed my exam. That's why I'm here.
You got to play the game. Play the game with its own rules. Yeah.
But you do the thing when you're positive. Like usually when you're going through like a really good day, you make things like, oh, maybe I'll just go like treat myself to like a nice meal out today. And then it's like, it's even. Yeah, it was somewhere between tonight and today.
Not tonight.
But then you're like, oh, it'll be even better day. And then you leave and you're like, this is the greatest day ever. So when it's shit, you may as well just carry on going with it. It's already on a downhill. Speed
Very
that
true.
bitch up. Hit the bottom real quick, you know. You don't want to half-ass it. Then you're going to just go through it like this for the whole week.
And when you lack of energy, where do you turn to?
I don't like energy.
You don't lack
Yeah,
energy.
like
I've
energy.
never seen this guy
Always
lack
got that
energy.
big dick
It's only
energy.
when my fucking neck's fucked.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Or twitch over, yeah. Yeah.
We've been suffering from some severe injuries, getting
Old people.
Shit.
Are we allowed to
people
talk about how
shit.
Mark got the injury, or do we just say it's sports related?
I was getting choked out.
It's extreme sport. I was racing that bear, and I tweaked it, you know. Round 3, I was a bit tired.
No.
Are we not talking about?
We can.
Okay, no,
I,
it's
was,
fine.
I was on the shit side.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's my favorite story ever.
Yeah, when he told me yesterday, I was like, what?
Bro, we were working the day after it
Everyone
happened.
laughs and they're like,
I
so
see
how
how-
did it really happen? No, they like think I'm joking because I laugh about it, and they're like, how did it really happen? I'm like, no, it was literally that.
Yeah.
Were you sitting on it the right way?
No, my head was in it.
Yeah, Mark's trying to check it out. Like, what did I do? I'm just, oh, fuck, I'm stuck. But he sneezed the day after and he goes, ugh, flashback.
Goodness gracious.
When a
me.
sneeze is dangerous, this is where we've hit the. It's time to start
So
writing.
Jace, are we
Mm.
gonna let the viewers know that you're off to?
Yo, he's shooting a
Fucking
off and
leave
he's
us.
off to the UK.
Yeah, I was gonna end it by going.
Where are
Sorry
you
guys,
going?
I gotta go
I'm
catch
a
a flight.
businessman.
Where are you going again?
No, I'm going to visit my mom in the UK.
No, where are
And
you going
don't.
again?
What do you mean?
I've actually forgot the
In
area
the-
that you're going.
It's Amersham, but
He
Look,
is
I would be
shaving a
lying.
moustache.
no, I'm not. This thing's staying.
You kidding?
No, I'm gonna stay.
You
I don't know
said
for how
you
long.
were gonna
yeah,
allow-
but it's like a part of me now.
Oh,
Is it?
no.
No, it's a
Is there a
part
lot
of
of like partying going on there?
No.
Not
And
at
there's
all.
no playgrounds near.
If you've got a spare hip lying around, I think you're going to be the talk of the town. From what I hear, I think it's a retirement village carrying on.
I see.
It's
So
cold.
At least you know that you're gonna get a sound sleep right through the night on weekends. No disruptions, late at night, no anything.
Well, I don't know because it's the World Cup, so
Oh yeah, true.
you know, if I go near a pub, I think I might get roped
Mauled.
into turning over some
You gotta
cars.
send us some selfies with some random man you're drinking some beer with at a pub. have to.
I don't want it to be. I'm sad enough here. Why must I go be sad there? What are you doing? No, I'm depressed in the pub. But look at my mates.
What was that? Did you tell him about that British guy?
Oh, no, I didn't. So there's this guy, he's in
This
Qatar
is
for the World
fucking
Cup,
funny.
right? Like a proper Scouser guy. And he's on an interview with some TV station there. And they're like, oh, how's the World Cup? Like, how are you finding the people? He's like, no, it's great. Fucking great. I met a prince, went back to his house for some beers, played some PlayStation 5. He had a little baby lion that I played with. Some exotic birds in the back. And the guy's like, yeah, great time, Lamborghinis. And everyone's like commenting on this video like, oh, fucking liar. Like, of course not. Post all the videos, Snapchat. Bro, this guy is just walking through the palace. He's got this lion. He's like, oh, come here. I don't know.
No
They've probably got
ways.
no teeth. They probably defanged it or whatever. But he's like playing with his baby lion. He's like, oh, come here, guy. Like,
What?
bro, it is the most fucked up video. He goes, oh, there's my dad on the couch. And there's this huge like room with this PlayStation 5. And the dad's just talking to the sheikh. Like just having a normal conversation with him. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Where was this?
In Qatar for the
In
World
Qatar.
Cup.
Bro, you rate they just want to show off.
Insane.
They probably just found someone like, we're going to blow this guy's mind.
Yes, yeah, because the guy was apparently they were
Like,
walking around.
that guy. And then he comes home with them and they're like, he's like, what the fuck?
But they
They're
also-
like, hey.
He also,
Like,
they
we
they
got
found the
him.
guys that are like, no one's going to believe this fucker.
Yeah.
They're like, bring him. It's like an abduction story
Yeah.
where he
Yeah.
comes back, I saw the aliens, it was like a fucking
Yo,
liar.
imagine there's like 5 princes and they all like make a bet, like who can like
Yeah.
scare the shit out of the most like British people.
Bro, there's probably going to be like a hidden camera show that comes out after the World Cup and all the Qataris have like put the
Yeah.
show like who can get the
It's
most
their
fucked up
show,
guy in this
yeah.
house.
They get him fucked up. They play PlayStation.
They like look at this guy in the lion cage.
And there's like cameras all around. There's like a crew filming in the back.
So what do you have planned there? What do you have planned?
Nothing. Well, there is plans, but I've been involved in zero of them. It's
okay.
Bro, leading up to it, I promise you, I need a holiday from trying to like take a holiday.
Yeah.
Work doesn't stop, so I've just been cramming, and every 5 minutes I was like, oh, we're gonna do this, or do that. So I'm like, just book whatever. I don't know. I'm so busy right now. Like I can't afford to think about that and this and that. So when I get there, it'll be a surprise for me as well.
No, nice.
I mean, there's a few things I know that are happening, but the rest of it, I'll wing it.
Nice. What the fuck are we gonna do while he's away?
Drink.
Party.
He's leaving us high and dry in the factory, bro.
Yeah.
We're like 30,000 fucking bottles to make. And
There's big orders coming in now, and fucking he's busting
He's
off
out,
now.
bro.
Yeah.
Left like in the peak of it.
Yeah. Now he's sitting there feeling shit.
I'm sitting there blistered all over my hands, and they're like, do not take a holiday.
Don't you dare.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, Jace, like I love you very much, but I'm not substituting for you. I'm sorry.
What, in the factory?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those labels.
When we were talking the other day,
Joss is doing
your mom
it.
was like, I wonder what we're going to do. I was just thinking, just tell Joss to come across. I swear to God, I thought it in my mind.
If my mom asked him, he wouldn't say no.
you wouldn't be
I
able
clearly
to.
say yes too much.
Yeah.
And then
I clearly
don't
say yes.
come.
Just ask Joss.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He'll say
thinking.
yes.
He says yes and then never shows.
Yeah, he says yes and never comes.
Yeah. No, he'll be there. It's in Hillcrest. He's always got something to do in Hillcrest. There's always something. No, I'm just fetching this from my
I'm
dad.
5 minutes away.
Yeah, I've just been there for years.
Do you know, actually, there's a study that people who are always late live longer. It's 100% truth, because we actually...
But you're meant to get to meant to get to the fucking grave. You're like, oh, sorry, I'll be there in 5.
I'll be there in 5
I'm just fetching something. Death is like, fuck this.
It literally is true.
I saw Steve Harvey speak about it. He said there was an actual study conducted where people who are always late for things live longer because they tend to give less of a fuck about
I wonder how much this is swayed by
they stress less about things.
No, 100%. You kill all the people around you.
Yeah, everyone else is stressing
I
for
hate my
you.
life when I'm waiting for you. Like,
Oh my God.
you literally put me in a state of like, why am
Kill
I friends
everyone
with
else
this guy?
around you.
Every
Steve
fucking
didn't mention that.
every day.
No, but
You've killed the 10 people that you love.
yeah.
Oh my God.
With your
But at
ability
least
to
I'm
not
here.
give a fuck. Oh, I lived longer than them, and he stabbed them all.
Yeah. But think
There
about
was a
this.
study conducted about terrorists.
Yeah, but that's how skewed are those figures from people that just like missed their flights on 9/11 because they were late. But think about it. You're late for everything. You're late for all the big important events. Like, oh, I should have been on that plane, or I should have been in that
At the
train that got
Ariana
blown up.
Grande concert.
Yeah, I should have been at the concert. Oh, I was fucking late getting dressed.
I don't know where the date
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
It's
know
a
where
bit
this date
skewed,
was
isn't it?
pulled from.
Yeah, every important thing that you could have got killed at, you
Yeah.
just weren't there.
All his friends went and signed up for World War II, and there's him. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, I
fuck.
missed the
No.
train. I lived longer.
Oh, buddy.
I lived 50 years longer than my mates.
This skewed study you got,
yeah,
Joe.
clearly a bullshit study that they fucking took.
He's starting to put it all together. He's like, okay, never mind.
Like,
Sorry, I'm just late.
yeah, I'm just like, don't worry, you'll live longer. You'll just be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us how great that is. Can't disappoint anyone then when we're all dead.
Yeah,
At least.
Can't be late for anything else, can I?
We're late for his own wedding. Fuck, it'll be hilarious.
There's no doubt in my mind that's happening. There's no doubt.
Bro, he's the type of
100%.
guy that she'll be left at the altar, she'll remarry, live this whole life, and then he'll rock up in a suit when she's like got 3 kids and be like, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
where were you? And she'll be like, it's been 10 years, Josh. It's like, I was just finishing a song. I was working.
That was the
just
lights.
having
And my dad needed help with the lights.
My tire blew again. I can't believe this happened.
That's happened one too many times in my life. Again, one of the signs that the universe is like playing with me. I've had 7, 8, 9 flat tires in my life.
Can I
Like
tell
that
you what it's
doesn't
telling you?
happen to people.
Don't buy a
Doesn't
fucking
happen.
car with
No,
low
Be
profile.
on time. It's saying like actually be on time.
I know those are times where I thought it's told me to stay home.
But it keeps happening, so
Can I
clearly
tell you
not.
what it is? It's when he knows he's an hour away, but he says 5 minutes. The
Yeah,
tire
the
will
tire
pop,
is
and they'll
going.
be like, you know what? Now you can
No,
be an
it's
hour.
fucking done that.
Yeah.
No. So you actually, no. You actually just hit the nail on the head without any word of a lie. When I've bullshitted someone and told them that I'm on my way, which is often.
He admitted it.
I like it.
Well, at least I'm honest about it.
goodness.
Yeah,
At least I'm honest about my dishonesty.
And this is on recording. Fuck me, this is a good day.
Yeah, fuck it. Sorry, boys.
So it does listen.
No, I've never heard that before. Usually, I know you don't understand. I'm so busy.
But it's
I can't-
happened. Like my
Because
tires,
he's live now.
Yeah,
he
he's
can't
live.
lie to
The
the
pressure's
fans.
on.
my tire has popped while I've been late. So yeah,
Just don't be late.
yeah, I know.
And just don't buy a car with low profile tires when you live in a place that has more potholes than road.
But you know what? 9 out of 10 times,
You're
I'd
gonna
rather
take a
be the
laugh.
late guy than the guy fucking waiting for somebody.
That's a very selfish
That's
statement.
very
joking.
That is a very selfish statement.
literally
You got
making
here.
his friend
Yeah.
joke and saying, you know what, at least I'm not that guy.
I'm joking, guys.
You said it to me earlier. At least I'm not that sad.
yeah.
And now you're getting hurt about it.
I'm joking.
No, you
He
are
wasn't
not.
joking.
He's not joking.
He didn't
My
realize
goodness.
he
He
was
called
doing
out
it to
about
us,
it.
My
Yeah.
goodness, I would never ever be serious about that.
It's like, oh, guys, I actually have to go change some lights.
Guys, I'm late.
He's checking his heart rate's just jumped up to like 160.
I got an email.
Fuck, I should never have said
I
that.
got an email I should have opted out of. That's what happened.
You're late for that as well. Bastard suffer.
Okay, guys, did you hear Joss's new song?
Oh, what? Do we have to promote it?
Yeah.
We do have to
Okay.
promote it.
Vinyl's out now, featuring Nestle.
Where can they find it?
Everywhere. Spotify,
Everywhere.
Apple Music, everywhere. Featuring
Pay
Nestle,
for it.
American artist, and Naka, a French artist. Song's doing really well. It's actually doing better than any of my songs I've ever released. It also has more saves on Spotify. I saw this morning. Then it's got double the saves of Wonder already, and it's been 5 days, which is pretty intense. I'm very, very grateful.
Wonder's like
I'm
over
very
2
grateful.
million streams.
I'm very, very grateful to everyone who's listening and streaming for real. It's
Bro, and all of
been
them are
amazing.
coming from the US.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's a lot of people.
A lot from Germany as well, which is funny to see because Wonder has done well in Germany. So,
Mm.
but yeah, it has more than double the saves already than Wonder has, and that song has 2.5 million streams already, and has been doing well in Germany, which is crazy, bro.
How much do you think it is, or like
Crazy.
it's a unique sound for you? You know, that's not a song that I would particularly imagine you making. It's a very unique.
Maybe. All I
Bro,
can
and
say
he
is,
wrote it.
all
I
I
didn't
can
think
say
he
is
wrote it
I
because
know.
it had some Spanish in it.
Yeah, yeah.
what do you mean? I don't
Is that
know.
Google
I don't-
Translated?
Yeah, Google
I
Translate.
didn't think he wrote it.
Imagine
and
the
it worked
context is
so
like, yeah, so
perfectly.
Bro,
perfect.
it's straight up Google Translate, and it worked perfectly. That's when I knew, like, I should probably write this song.
I
That's when that
was
happened.
thinking, like, how did you get the
I just
pronunciation?
I
or
just took the last words of the first sentence of the
no,
second
but how did you get the pronunciation? But I mean, you got the twang going on with it.
So on Google Translate, you can click
I-
the thing and it gives it to you like semi.
I mean, you went pretty on point with it because
Thank
those
you.
things, those translate things, are not the best.
Singers
I mean,
are good impersonators vocally. If I really wanted to, I probably could do very good vocal impersonations if I put my mind to it. But because that's what it is, like control over your voice. Do you know what I actually figured? Singers don't actually have extremely good voices. They've got very fucking fine-tuned ears. That's what they've got. Because the voice just happens, but your ears are helping you choose where to go.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, a little
Because
bit.
like I can hear in my mind what something should sound like, and I cannot fucking do it, and I can tell
But
that it's so far
But
off.
that's exactly what it is. You can at least tell that it's far off.
Yeah.
So that's half the
I
problem
just can't
solved.
manipulate the voice to get to that point.
There we go. So it is half.
So I think it's a bit of both.
There we go. You worded it better than me. This is
Bec-
why you should write my songs for me, Jason.
Yeah. No.
Talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But the
got
one thing I
sent-
was,
I got-
sorry, just before we
Yeah.
veer off, I was
No.
watching a guy do with voice acting, and they said it was like the most impressive voice acting clip, and you think it's like someone impersonating someone. I don't know why you're laughing at me. It's not that funny.
I was just picturing the Japanese and Chinese
from from South Park. No, it definitely wasn't that, and I will not be trying to read.
and I thought you were gonna go.
I won't repeat it, but I can't. Yeah. We'll get kicked off any platform for that. No, it's not the South Park one, but that's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
No, but it's a guy, and like they
I
were
was
like,
wondering why you were saying it so casually.
no,
I thought
it
you'd
couldn't
be
have been
dying.
that. No, so it was one guy doing an impersonation. Everyone's like, this is amazing. And they were like, no, the best voice acting clip that they've ever seen is some guy that did it for the Looney Tunes. And what he did was he had 2 characters, because they obviously play multiple characters. And it was one character impersonating another character, and then that character impersonating that character back, right? And what was so interesting about it is both of them sounded slightly different to each other. They said the hardest thing to do is when you merge 2 of your own characters, they'll end up sounding the same. Doesn't matter which side you take because it's the merger of 2 voices.
I see.
But he somehow managed to get the accent right for that character and for that character, even though they were both merging of their voices. And they're like, that is the most impressive thing that anyone can do.
Yeah.
Like it's like renowned. And that's obviously the thing of being able to control your voice, but then also your mind being able to hear the difference between the two and enact. Because he could obviously do both voices, but his mind was tuned enough to pick up where the slight nuances are for both and put them into practice.
I got sent a crazy link this morning by my team. Sorry, just on another subject. Of how like G-Eazy, French Montana, all these guys were caught for fraudulent streaming from their labels, like directly from their labels. And one of their label executives gave a statement saying that it was somebody in the label that they used to all go to. All major artists have been dealing with this one person. His name was actually Mark, I think it was. And
Where's the money?
And they all got caught for like extremely fraudulent.
Surely the labels knew.
Like that. That's exactly what
You
I
can't
think.
be
All
this
the labels
ignorant
know.
into the market.
All the labels know.
No,
I don't
there's
trust
no
any of.
chance.
I don't
No,
trust
they
any of
do
you
know.
major
Yeah,
labels.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
course
It's
they
like
do.
bro, if you get caught for fraudulent streaming, all you say is, "Oh, I hired this guy and he did."
Yeah,
it."
you're making the scapegoat.
That's all you do.
So
Yeah.
that's all he did. Is he claimed that he had fuck all to do with it. He was like, I've got nothing to do with it.
Bro,
It's
it is so
Yeah.
true because that guy will still get hired again,
Yeah.
but you won't get streamed again. If
Yeah,
you
they'll
get
they'll
caught.
scapegoat the logo and they'll be like, here's some money,
100%.
keep your mouth shut, and like, but there's no way that
Because, bro, it's not illegal. It's not illegal. You are paying for an account. No, I'm telling you, it's not illegal.
I don't know.
It is against their
terms of
they
service.
can kick you off.
Yes,
but it's
okay.
not against the law.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
have
Okay, what you're
paid
saying.
for a premium account and you choose to leave a song on rotation, that's your choice.
But apparently that is complete fraud.
Why?
I don't know. Apparently
You
it
are
is.
paying for the premium account.
Exactly.
I think the
that's
people
what I
that would
don't understand.
would have to take a case against you would be the streaming companies,
Yeah, it would be the streaming
because
companies.
you obviously
But
make.
it'd be very hard.
Well, I
'Cause
mean,
for
that-
you to like,
They could be saying they're paying you out when it's not a true listener, and like, do you know what I'm saying? Because their whole thing is like some of them.
I'll fucking put speakers all over my
Yeah,
house,
like, so-
playing 50 different tracks. I'll say I just like the noise.
So this
effects.
morning,
Yeah.
my label messaged me and they were like, "Joss, we've noticed that there's 2 playlists that have playlisted your song that look fake, and they're pushing streams to your song." And I was like, "Whoa, send me this," and they sent it to me, and they had pushed 200 streams, right? Fuck knows where the playlists are. Who knows if they are
Yeah.
fake or not? Like, no, I don't know.
Mm.
But they've pushed 200 streams, and I was like, "Guys, there's literally like 30,000 already in that are like, don't worry about that."
yeah, that's
not
like a
gonna-
minuscule amount.
tiny
yeah.
ratio. But yeah, I think guys are doing it on fucking huge.
Oh,
ratios.
massive scales.
Massive scales.
I mean, you don't build your way up through that company and then get to the top and go, oh, are people really paying for streams?
No.
Is that?
Do you think if man can manipulate, he will? If
Of
man
course.
can manipulate, he always will.
with everything? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's. Yeah,
I'm not saying why wouldn't you as a person, because obviously there's moral things, but like, if you take yourself out, like, take ethics out of it, of course you would. If you're going to make a success and that's what you want, why wouldn't you do something that, I mean, if it's illegal or not, is we don't know, but I'm saying if it's not illegal, why wouldn't you do it? What's the worst that can happen? You get kicked off the platform. You weren't really big to begin with. What's the best that can happen? You have this illustrious career.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it?
Hey, final resort.
Bro, you gotta just say risk versus reward.
Yeah.
Because like if the risk is you just getting kicked off and the reward is you making
Well, this is
fucking
so. This
millions.
is the debate. I was thinking about this morning. So if these
But
guys
if
like
the risk is
Jeezy,
prison and
Yeah.
anal rape, then
So no,
obviously the
that's
reward
not the-
can't be worth.
no,
I mean-
that's the risk is never prison. Put it that way. I don't think you can ever go to prison for that unless you.
Depends how much fraud you partake in and how
I
they
guess
regard
so.
that fraud.
Yo, if
Yeah.
you've set up-
Defrauding people, you go to prison.
Yeah, no, you commit fraud, you go to prison. People,
Yeah, yeah.
let me tell you. But
I know it well.
Yeah. But how do you get the law involved if you are paying for premium accounts and those premium
not even
accounts
that. How
are your
if
accounts?
you're paying for playlisting from promotion companies, and it's like I read this article and it said Spotify says you and your label should be aware of what what promotion companies you're using, this that. How can you ever send someone to prison for that? I mean, who said that they gave them?
No, that
you can
company would go to
sabotage.
prison.
I can just.
You
I
would
can
never. It's that company.
It's that company.
Yeah, there's
I-
no
I-
ways you would go to prison.
Look, prison
Yeah.
prison might be a
Bro,
drastic.
You don't know the ins and outs. It's like someone saying, "Hey, can I have 1,000 rand to go buy food?" And they go buy drugs, and you go to jail for them buying drugs
No.
with your money.
Ignorance
It
is
wouldn't
but
be that.
ignorance is not always a case, an argument. You can't always plead ignorance to say something. Like sometimes.
Well, what do you say? Let me look through your entire business model to see if you are
No.
fraudulent.
I'm
You
not saying it
can't.
won't
They're
happen,
not
but
going to
I'm-
let you go through their books. You know what I mean? And they're not
Yeah.
going to show you the websites that they use to promote.
Well, they do. I mean, if you get subpoenaed, you've got to give that stuff up.
No, I'm saying up front.
I had to once.
Oh, yeah, you talk about...
I'm saying if you went to them to promote,
There
you're
would,
not
but
going
I'm saying
to
there has
jail.
to be like a level of investigate. The same way in sport, some people get banned from playing sport because they were like, oh, they got caught for doping, low levels, whatever, and it was the supplements that they were taking, and they were like, well, the people told us we're saying. They were like, yeah, but you didn't take the effort to actually make sure that it was signed off by USADA in the US or whatever it may be to allow you to take that supplement. You assumed what they did was correct, and now you failed.
Yeah.
Like you should have taken more care in what you were doing and checking it out, and you can get sued or banned for that.
But that's what I don't understand. Jeezy, French Montana, these are 2 very, very big artists in the world. Both of them got accused of streaming manipulation. Both of them are still on Spotify, and they're still making millions of dollars, and they still. But it's like, take the song down. Oh fuck!
But it's also like
I lost.
He would say, "Oh, it was someone in my team talking to someone in his team."
That's what I'm saying.
So both of those guys go, and the artist is like, "How the fuck would I know?"
Everyone can push the blame off onto everybody else. Everyone.
But also, as an artist of that size, I don't know how much they do know. Because they got business managers and running it. Why they don't give a fuck.
That is true, bro. Their marketing team handles that.
Yeah, they just get told, you got this many streams, and they're like, great.
They don't actually sign off on it.
No.
Yeah.
Bro, they're earning their 20%, and 80% covers the rest. That 80% is not managed by the artist. It's managed by the label, actually. You know how it would work.
And they've got personal business managers aside from the label as well. That's their own guys.
That is true. He would never get cuffed. Maybe his label would be penalized a bit and have to pay like the money back. But I don't think that would ever come from him. Yeah. Actually.
Because, I mean, it wouldn't be in his best interest to be even handling the money. What does he know about money? He's an artist
that I follow on Instagram that has 100 million streams, and I know that 90% of them are fake, and he hasn't been stopped. I follow him on Instagram. He's got 95 plus million streams, and I know 90 million at least are fake.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been stopped. And off of that, he's probably made $7,000 on each million.
And that's direct.
And that's
that's direct endorsement. I'm saying that's not even the money that he's...
Yeah, more than that.
That's not even money he's making from other endorsement sponsorships because his numbers are so high. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but this is it. He hasn't got endorsements. He hasn't got sponsorships. Because...
Wild.
Why?
Yeah, because the numbers don't look so...
No, because the numbers aren't real.
Yeah.
But he's got 95 million streams, and it looks like he got paid for them. And he's still got his profile, and he's still on IG, and he's still got 1.5 million monthly listeners right now.
It's like that...
And I know it because there's no one gives a fuck about his music. No one actually knows who this dude is.
But the stream numbers are ridiculous.
The streaming numbers.
It's like that TikToker that went to, I don't know what country or where she went, and she did a meet and greet, and no one came. She had like 2 million or 3 million or whatever the fuck. She had a lot of followers. And she's like, meet and greet this place. No one came.
Wow.
Not like one. No one came. There's a video of her just standing there like waiting for people. No one came because those don't always translate. There's bots. There's people buy followers and this and that. You know, and you get this ego because you see the numbers all fluffed up and you're like, oh, this many people actually care about me. And you're like, no, not really.
Yep. That's exactly what the article said this morning.
It's one thing I want to ask you because I was actually talking about this yesterday. You're the perfect person to ask.
Am I?
Being in the entertainment industry, right? So as an entertainer, your value is directly pegged onto what everyone else values you at. If they wake up tomorrow and everyone's like, you fucking useless, you're valueless.
Yeah.
Whereas in most companies, like, or you have a skill and
Kanye.
Well, yeah, but people still value him. But very similar thing. So he was one of... But so we were talking about, it was with Sasha, and how like Madonna's doing OnlyFans and stuff now. She's like 60 odd. And the only reason she's doing it is because where else is her value? And I'm not being harsh. It's sad because at 60, because she's brought up in celebrity the whole time, she's only known her value to be what everyone else thinks of her. And so now she has to be in the spotlight to get value out of her life.
So it's like there's two different ways to look at it. Yes, your value is always depicted by
Joss has also got his click-through rate.
Yeah, that's as long as those numbers are high.
That's 7%.
Yeah, that ego is right up.
Some people follow you because they see value in you, and some people follow you because...
but what when there's no followers?
We're talking about your value.
Yeah.
Like, as an artist, if you are just an artist, your value is only what other people perceive your value as. You know what I mean?
No, that's
and if, like,
correct.
you get to an age, like... I mean, let's say Justin Bieber was ugly. Or, like, let's take who's the guy that's fat and Irish and...
Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah, like, let's take him, right? He's not a good-looking... Or he's got comedy, so he could probably...
Yeah. He's got...
So let's not do him. I'm just saying someone who's just good at singing, right? They become famous. They're good at singing. When their songs die down, like, who's that chick that ugly-ass chick from England that sang really well?
Talking about Susan Boyle.
Yeah. So, like, when she hits 50... At least she had value before she was famous. So I would have to say someone else. So let's say you take someone who got famous at 20 years old, right? And their value is they've had no value except singing. And then they become famous, right? And now all their value is how other people perceive them as a singer. Now you get to 30, you're 10 years down the line, you stop making music as often, you've kind of ridden the wave out, right? And now... your time's done as a singer, and you've got nothing else.
You can't say
your
that.
Your value is just in what other people perceived you as.
All you can say is that, and it is correct, and it is a good observation actually, that your value is is depicted by others, but how the value that you give to them, you can't say. Like, you can't never say what value.
No, you
I'm
can't
talking as
dictate.
you.
But when it dies down, when everyone's bored of you and no one wants to care about your life, whether good or bad, they're just giving you no attention. Like, you start, if your whole perception was, oh, I'm this good because 90 million people love me.
Well,
when 90 million people stop loving you, then there's nothing left.
Then you got to first identify what value are you giving them and how long is that going to last. Like, that's, I think, part of the journey as an artist is to develop.
Then you're still relying on their value, their perceived value of you. I'm saying that, like,
look, it's always going to rely on them. I mean, without them, the music doesn't go anywhere.
I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about as a human being.
So what? Yeah, in terms of getting balance and saying like music is good, but there has to be some other aspect to life if you want longevity.
Like he's saying how Madonna rode out her wave and then lost the spotlight and had to resort to something she probably doesn't enjoy to regain that spotlight.
Because at least she's being seen.
That's the only value she feels she can get out of life.
Okay, look, that's one case. I mean, you've got Robbie Williams who's still doing world tours.
Yeah, but he's still got value. At some point, they're going to stop caring about him. At some point, he's going to fall out of the zeitgeist, and people aren't going to care who Robbie Williams is.
60 years old.
And I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, but
because
then
it makes room for someone else.
No, it should be. But I'm saying you as a person, how does he feel about himself when he looks in the mirror and he's not waking up and there's not 90 million screaming fans? There's no one left, and it's just him.
And that is the moment. All his value in that. Like, what happens? You off yourself.
No, that's when you have a midlife crisis and you.
You start OnlyFans.
Yeah, and you start an OnlyFans.
Is that something that you like consider
his balls are out.
being
a possibility in my career?
What do you think? When are your balls coming out?
Is what you want to know.
That's basically where I was going the whole time.
I
mentioned OnlyFans for a reason, and I want it. No, but like, have you thought about when things may end and like how you balance that side of like
Google ads, Jace?
No ways. Like, I haven't thought about that yet because I'm still on a journey of like.
But also, Josh's life isn't just.
Yeah, it isn't.
It doesn't revolve around him.
He's got us telling him he's like late and
he's got a laugh.
He's balanced.
He's got other lessons to learn.
But like, put it this way: I'm 25. Like I explained to you the other day, at least 80% of the artists on the Billboard Top 100 are over the age of 30 years old, just because of how majority of them had to get to that level in their career. It took time. Not everyone's an overnight success story. So that's what the statistics are. So even in the next like 2 years, I think I've still got to find so much about the value that I give to people and hope that value has longevity to it, that it will carry through even if I stop my music.
Yeah, but maybe the value shouldn't be what you give.
Not in the crowds, Josh. You give again.
I'm missing it.
I think he's just thinking about the value he gives to the crowds.
And this is going to go full circle here. So there was this artist, I can't remember. He was really big in like the 2000s as like a kid star. He was like 17. And
his name's Aaron Carter. I've spoken to him.
Yeah, and he recently committed suicide and, well, allegedly,
at 27.
I don't know how old.
No, he was 35.
But he had lost his way for long before that. Like 10 years ago, he lost his way because he fell out of the limelight. His
brother was part of the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. And he fell out of the limelight and like really didn't know what to do and started being very drastic to try and get attention. And like he had a lot of mental health issues because of not getting it and so forth, and ended up,
But he was not okay in the head. I used to watch a lot of his lives as well.
Yeah.
Not okay.
But he was like sort of fine as a kid, right? And you see this a lot with kid stars and like people that got famous too fast or successful too fast. And we'll go full circle. It's like, if you had gone to them in the time, like, would you want to get successful as fast as you did at the time? They'd say, later on. Of course. They would, if you said you'll take a little bit longer, but you have, and they'll say, no, I want it tonight. Like, I want to be successful, right? But that led to them being to where they are. Whereas if you said to them, like, after when they get to 35, like, would you have wanted it to maybe take a little bit longer so you learned a little bit more lessons in life and got...
But dude, everyone would trade it. Like, a lot of these... people say, like, you can take it seriously or you can think of it like this, but a lot of people are like, these artists sold their souls in order to be famous fast. You know what I mean? And they say this stuff, like, you can take it like...
They physically
sold their souls. Or you can take it as like, I mean, not saying they don't actually sell their souls to a greater power, but you could say that they're selling their souls because... the rest of your life's learnings are done.
That's a flippin'...
The rest of your...
I love that. Oh, that's a little bit of a... That's a good idea.
No,
but like, if you do become famous right now, there's no going back. And the weird thing about being where we are now is we could be famous singers. I mean, even Jason and I could decide right now, and we still have life to live, and
Kanye,
we
on my
can
right-hand
still
side.
be. I'm saying you could still be it. If
Where's
we
the
decided today
anti-Semitism?
to
He's
go
going
like
famous.
commit to that, there is a chance we could. Not saying we will, but it's the same thing with that dopamine thing.
Yeah.
I could still be happy trying to achieve that, even if I never got to your level or Justin Bieber. I'm saying like there's that dopamine chase, there's lessons learned. I'm gonna meet with labels that don't like me. I'm gonna meet with labels that do like me. There's all this stuff we learn along the way about ourselves, about other people, about this. When you're an artist, you just get famous. You're just dragged around as like a puppet.
Yeah.
You are just an object, like a T-shirt or you're a brand. So you are literally a logo, and they will stick you wherever they need you.
So
You know what I mean? So you're not learning anything about people. You are told you are right every time. If you're late, like Joss, if you don't learn to be on time, you will be like this the rest of your life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because when you get famous, you're gonna be late.
And
And
people
you
will
won't-
work around you.
How have I been
Yeah.
lately? How have I been lately?
No, really
No,
good.
very good with
It's not,
timing,
it's not as
but
interesting
not
for the
good with-
podcast.
Not
Yeah.
good with honesty about it, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you don't learn the lessons now, you'll never learn them again.
of
And that's
course.
what I mean. Like, if you're 16 and you've had no life lessons and someone says, you're famous, you are selling your soul because you are done. Like, you will never learn to be spiritual. You'll never learn to do business because you will just be business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are literally a businessman's dream, and that guy will come be a businessman while you just fucking trot around.
You just basically
So-
personification of your circumstances the whole way through.
Yeah, literally.
No,
so
it's-
there's no
I
soul.
know. I've
left.
thought about it, and like, so when Robbie Williams signed his $80 million record deal, it's actually the biggest record deal in history, other than Adele's. But if you take in inflation, Robbie's is still the biggest back when he signed it.
Okay. No,
But
it's fine.
so how's this? So the moment he signed his record deal, he stayed in his house for 3 years, and he didn't come out. He didn't make music. He didn't go on tour. He didn't do anything, because he was like, "There's no amount of money that's going to get me up on that stage right now. Like, there's nothing."
because
know?
he had all the money.
Because he already had all the money.
Yeah.
You know, so he was like, I'm done. But
Because cocaine's
I've
and hookers
thought-
weren't illegal in his house.
I've
That's
thought
why
about
he's-
it. If I hit it tomorrow and I was able to perform on Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, I was all over the show, I would have accomplished it.
Done.
Like it's done. And I'm 25. I'd be like, whoa, like if it happened at 28, 29, that's pretty fucking like cool for me, because I've got more to look forward to, you know? Like there's been things in my life when I really wanted it and I get it and I'm so over it. And so I realized that having a dream as big as this, because I value it so much, and I do value this dream so much, because I know how many
nice working
lives
for
it could change as well. Like not just me being a singer. Like,
Don't you find this journey fun though?
I do
Like,
find
it's
it
the
fun.
best part
Bro,
about
can I
it.
tell you, somebody sent me a message the other day. I didn't say this to you guys, but a girl sent me a message the other day, and she was like, I genuinely, and I mean, I don't even make music yet that speaks to people's like hearts yet. Do you know what I'm saying? I make radio music, pop music. It
Speaks
doesn't
to their soul now.
It doesn't speak to their soul yet. No, not yet. Like, I'm still not even there. Like, I'm making music to get noticed, not making music because that's like the first step.
Yeah.
Once I get noticed, then I can try and get you to understand me, but I need to get your attention first. So starting with the radio stuff, and I still got a message from a girl being like, I listen to your music, I listen to your song Wonder. Like, it honestly pulled me through a time where I wanted to like kill myself. And I was like, holy moly, that's the first message anyone's ever sent me where they've spoken about like it genuinely saving their life in a way. And I was like, holy fuck, that feels better than any streaming number popping up on my phone ever. Because and yes, she might have just said that, but if it's 100% like true, that is the craziest thing in the entire world. Because that there, like, you can't put a price tag on that. That's fucking crazy. So yeah, but that was pretty cool.
That is fucking
That is a
sick.
very, very.
That was,
I like it.
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
But also,
Hopefully our podcast can do that one day.
then you say how that happened. But if you were just sort of overnight success, like where people were just writing music for you, all this kind of stuff, where you weren't really.
Yo, you
Honest.
put in the room with a producer that produces bangers, and you just shoved in that room and told to sing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel sorry for
They've
that guy.
already got the melody laid out for you. You know
Would
what I
you
mean?
feel?
sorry
Would
for
you
that
feel
guy.
as good when the chick was like, "This saved my life," and you're like, "Well, I didn't write it or produce it or anything.
100%.
I was just the voice."
No, 100%. Like, I don't think it would be as satisfying.
Yo, like,
Sure.
bro, that Justin Bieber, that Holy song, like that was a banger. But then you hear like John Bellion was in, like he was helping produce it. Like
Yeah,
then
and
this
it sort of
person
takes
and
away
there's- and then it's like you
the
had
magic,
the
like-
best artists with you. You had the best producers. You had the best this, and then you get up there and just sing your part. That was probably, I bet you John Bellion was there like. La 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 la, like singing all the melodies already,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Do that," and he was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, cool," and he was like, like he's finished, he steps out of the studio, they release it, he gets his 20%, and then it's done. And that's your job done. Like, you don't go home and or like, you know what? That was like my heart and soul. Yeah. No, it was 50 people's heart and soul, and they were paid to do it, and you get your cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same. Like, you mix master. You're starting from. He's had that his whole life. He's never like sat there and be like, I'm gonna mix master and produce this whole song, and no one's gonna tell me no. Like, they're probably like, well, it needs that guy. You know what I mean? Or like. Like he never went through that. I mean, I'm not taking away from him. I'm saying he probably works fucking harder than any of us. But I'm just like, the work is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he has no choice.
He got it already. He has no choice. So then when you say,
but I wouldn't mind making it at 28. Like, it'd be good. Like,
would you want to peak at 28, or would you prefer to peak at like 40, 50?
Fuck. Looking at Robbie Williams' career, that's a good question, bro. Looking at Robbie Williams' career, I don't know, because that dude, he made music for everyone. Like, he didn't just make music for a certain demographic. He made all, and he was all genres as well. Like, he's done a swing album, he's done a pop album, he's done a hip hop album, he's done all sorts. He was in Take That, he was in a boy band. Like, he's tried everything. And
I'm waiting for his mumble rap to drop. It's coming, 2023.
I mean, this guy sells out. He signed the biggest record deal in the world. Like, people are oblivious to this shit. And I just think, like, if he's still going at 40, what is he now? 47, 46. If he's still going at then, like, I would not be sad peaking at 33, 34. So I'm peaking there. You know what I'm saying? It's still a while away. That's nearly a decade away.
Yo,
so
dude, if you peak now, then you're singing Christmas carols till you're like 60.
You're going to be right there, played just after Mariah Carey. Before Boney M, though.
The faster you peak.
Yeah, because you got to keep it alive. Boney M's right there.
The faster you peak, the quicker they say you came down. So... I don't mind. Hey, I really don't mind. Steady upward trend, and I'm all good.
See, that's why I do ask this, because you asked in the beginning, if you could choose the way your life wanted to, would you type of thing. I think I would, if I had the wisdom to be able to pick the correct lessons and time frames.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd want it to work out the way.
But consistency is like, if you just are consistent in an upward trend, it doesn't matter. Like, you will get to you're always going to, like, Josh is releasing a song every 3 weeks. If he does that for the next 10 years, right? Yeah. He's got more than 150 songs, 300 songs, right? He's got 300 songs sitting there. Even if each song got 1,000 streams a month, which guaranteed out of the 300, at least 30 of them are going to be absolute bangers.
That's actually like a little lesson in life, like that.
Bro, music is one of, like, I see as one of the most, like, flawless ways of proving that. I mean, besides gym, there's gym and the music industry. If you can go to gym every day, your physique is going to improve. You know what I mean? If you can release a song consistently every month for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. If they each get 100 streams a month, you're earning a fucking good salary. You know what I mean? And one day, one of them's going to be good. Just the fact that you're making them, they're going to get better. One day, you're going to be a multi-millionaire. Like, there are girls sitting in their basement with a fucking wild setup, producing songs that no one's ever heard of this person, and just putting it on as lo-fi beats and all this shit, and they are making millions of dollars, coining it. But they literally sit in the studio in the morning. By the end of the day, they got a brand new track. Brand new track. If you release a song a day for 1 year and you have 365 tracks on fucking Spotify, you're making millions from that 1 year of work.
It's like YouTube's monetization is exactly the same as in terms of streaming. It's
if you put out content a day.
They don't talk about how many videos you put out. They talk about watch hours. Right? And so you can make your money off your watch hours. If you put up enough videos a day or over like a week, if you're doing one a week, you're never going to make a success or career out of YouTube. Fuck us, because we do like one every few months. But like, if you're doing...
Josh needs to get on the shorts. Guys,
it's
this is it. Josh is guaranteeing that from this episode, we're going to have shorts, hey?
Yes.
We're signing the deal.
It's because we're signing the deal. It's the way to the future.
Because this has quite a few things.
Let me tell you boys something about YouTube and why we need to buckle our asses down. And we're going to say it here live and why we need to. YouTube is about to partner and do full splits up to 75% of monetization on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, on ads on Shorts. TikTok I do know that.
It does not have. And Mr. B said that TikTok is about
so everyone's going to move across.
Everyone is about to migrate right now.
They'll do both and then it'll fall across.
Josh, if you don't, bro, from this episode, I know that at least 5 sick 1 minute topics.
That fucking
were
Susan
spoken
Boyle
about.
part was fucking
Yeah,
golden.
that was incredible.
No, the part with you talking about like just what you do and how it works. I think stuff.
Yeah.
It's sick. I'm keen. Okay, we done skis.
Okay, done
Lovies.
skis.
I'm sweating my balls off.
Yeah, same.
Okay, but